Hello and welcome to the Amateur Football YouTube channel with myself, Tabrice. And hey, this is a very serious topic, so there's no joking. And this is kind of something that I talk about a lot on my channel. I'll introduce Atta to the show. Atta, how you doing, sir?
I'm very well. How are you?
I'm good. And thank you for kind of coming on.
No worries.
And the topic that we're talking about is racism in Sunday League football. And racism, like as I said before at the beginning of the show, this topic really cuts deep to me. And when I heard your story, Atta, again, I just wanted to contact you first and foremost, just to make sure that you was okay. But enough about me. Could you kind of tell the viewers out there, who you are and what club that you play for, and also the incident that we're talking about?
Right. So yeah, my name's Atta Chowdhury. I play football at Albion FC. I have played at other clubs before. A well-known club around our area is called AMYFC. It was predominantly a Muslim-based club. The whole organization was Muslim-based, but anyone could play for us. And yeah, so I've been playing football my whole life pretty much, and um, the incident that you're talking about is it occurred, I think, 2 3 weeks ago now, 2 weeks ago, I believe, on a friendly Sunday league game. So it was between Albion and Westminster Wanderers. Um, it was, we've the clubs have had quite a history in the past, so they thought it would be a good idea just to do a one like pre-season friendly where it's for like a trophy, just to make it a bit more competitive.
El
So
Clasico.
yeah, that's what they dubbed it. So we went in there thinking, it's gonna be it'd be a fun game, it'd be a competitive game because we had a nice stadium and everything at Fisher FC. So we thought it'd be a good match, and it was all really good at the beginning, at the start, and everything. And during midway through the game, an incident occurred where the ball went over. So we asked for the balls from the sideline. And the player that was standing in front of me was in the way, grabbed the ball, and then was said, "Oh, it's flat," and then just booted it back, and he kicked it way over the fence. And bearing in mind the whole place was pretty high fenced off, so you'd have to be a bit of an idiot to
Spider-Man.
kick the ball over. So I made the comment to him like that I saw that coming. That was a bit of an idiotic move. Um, and I just thought it's a passing comment. You know how it is in football. Everyone, you give it, you get it. And the next thing you know, he racially abused me. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
I'm allowed to say it on here.
Listen, please say it.
So essentially, he told me to. He said, "Fuck off, you darky," to me, and I didn't at the beginning. I didn't think I heard him straight. It took me a second, 2 seconds to kind of process what he'd said. And I turned to him and I was like, "Wait, are you being sick? Like, what did you just say?" And he repeated it a second time. And then that's when I lost it. And I was like, "You can't say shit like that. Like, I'm brown. I have black teammates, brown teammates. You have two black teammates on your team, Um, there was a few people watching and there was black people, brown people, and I thought, you know what, how dare he say this? So I said to him, I said, how dare you say that? You can't say something like that. And like all in the heat of the moment, I'm getting a bit angry. I'm charging towards him, and then people have realized what's going on because I've kind of lost my head. I'm going at him, and next thing you know, his excuse for it had been, "Oh, but my father is black," and to me that didn't really compute that much because to me you'd think, if your dad's black, that's more of a reason for you not to say something like that because and his dad must know that that's not acceptable. Even if you are of color, you can't be like racist to anyone. I couldn't be racist to a black person or a Chinese person because I myself have witnessed racism to myself. So that's kind of the incident that went down, and it was handled really well by everyone. Like that is the biggest thing I have to say, that Westminster Wanderers handled it so well. They kicked him off the pitch straight away. Nearly all of their teammates came and consoled me at the exact time. They literally did kick him off the pitch. They told him to get off the pitch, take his shirt off, and never come back. The ref noted it down. It has gone to the league, and they are doing investigation as we speak. So I've just given a witness statement. I have to give another one as well. And yeah, that's kind of what happened on a Sunday league match. At 11:30 a.m. in the morning on a Sunday. So kind of just goes to show that if it's happening on the big scale and it's so widely, noted now that it happens there, like it is also happening on a Sunday, which to me is a shock because that is the one place you wouldn't expect it to happen. It's everyone goes there to have fun. Yeah, it's competitive and stuff, and things get the better of you. Fine, you can have a competitive edge. You can call me all the names under the sun you want because it's football. I do it as well myself, but when you have things like that and a situation like that happens, then it does kind of hit home to you, and you kind of think, like, when is this really going to stop, or when are they going to do something about it?
And how like did you feel after the whole incident? I mean, what? So like this happened in the first half or second half?
I think it was the second half. I'm not quite sure when
Mm,
exactly it happened. I'm pretty sure it was like some way through the second half.
mm,
So we were
mm,
already beating them at this point, and obviously tensions are high. Like, no one wants to lose. I get it. Um, but yeah, like at that moment in time, like when he had just said it, I had literally just gone into rage mode. I myself am a bit of a hothead. I don't like things like that. And then for him to say that, I kind of lost my head, and I was about to go charge him, and whatever was going to happen at that point. But I just did think to myself, it's not, that would be wrong of me because I would be stooping myself down to his level. So it did take a lot in me not to go and like punch him in his face, even though that's what I felt he deserved.
mm,
Still feel like sometimes that's what people deserve, but realistically, in the grand scheme of things, what does it help? It doesn't really
mm,
help. It just more so tarnishes my whatever I have to say about him. It tarnishes that, right? So I just thought, I'd be the bigger man. Um, and at that point, I was just more angry than anything. And then I kind of like played it off, and I'm like, it's cool, it's cool. And then like about a minute, 2 minutes later, while they were still dealing with it, then it kind of hit me, and I was kind of to myself, and I was like, wait, did this actually just happen again? Because it's not the first time
mm,
it's happened. It's happened before a few times, but
mm.
it was like, okay, like it does kind of hit me, and everyone's like, are you okay? And that's when the rush of emotions
Yeah,
start to hit, and I'm
100%.
there, trying to give off the hard man vibes,
Yeah.
and I'm like, I don't really want to like cry in front of anyone, so I kind of just kept it to myself. And then once I pushed past that, the rest of the game was completely fine. It was just more so a lot of people had come up to me after and was like, listen, we're so sorry about that. I was like, it's nothing for you lot to apologize. The thing is, he should have apologized, and he didn't even deny it once. So that was kind of, yeah, that's kind of what happened.
And so how I knew about this, I think Albion put it on their stories, and then they linked to um your profile as well to their stories. And actually, when I was listening to you, it was kind of as if it just had sank in, because I think you was in your car and you was explaining it, and it was almost like you're kind of speaking in third person. It was like, wow, did this actually happen to me? And like whatnot. I mean, what kind of made you literally sit down in your car and actually make that video and actually pull it out on Instagram?
So it was, I think it was about 2 days after it had happened, because I wanted to kind of process it all, and I had got called literally the day after it happened. So on the Monday, somebody called me. The Albion Club chairman called me and found out that it happened at the exact time, and called me to find out if everything was okay. So obviously, I just explained like, look, I'm okay. Like it's something that I've dealt with before, but yeah, like it did hurt at the time and whatnot, but I've dealt with it. And then yeah, I just thought, what, like it does seem like it's a good idea to talk about it. It's happened to me. It's happened to me before. I've never said anything about it. I've said it to my friends, but I've never really gone out there and said it. And I thought, what, like it, I do owe it to myself and owe it to people to tell them about this. So I decided, what, I'm gonna take a couple days to see how I feel about it and process it, and then sit down and speak about it. And I know it was very long winded. I know a lot of people were like, oh, we saw the stories, and we kind of skipped past them. I said, oh well, like this is what it was about, and then they went and watched it, and then they came back and spoke. So yeah, I just kind of just thought, what, I need to tell that part of it because it's happened on a Sunday league. Like I've had it on Saturday league as well at high level, but I thought, what, it's happened on a Sunday league on a Sunday morning. Like who wants to be racially abused on a Sunday morning, let alone
Mm,
like called any? like I don't mind people swearing at me and calling me like
Yeah.
shit at football and whatnot. That's fine.
Yeah.
I'll take that on a Sunday morning.
Yeah.
But to then like to take it to that next level on a Sunday morning kind of just hit me and was like, this just is not acceptable. There's just no way it's acceptable in this time.
So because the player in question admitted saying it, I guess it made it easier, in terms of a statement. Because imagine if he said, "I didn't say that," it literally would have been your word against his. I mean, did anyone else hear it? I mean, was it caught on camera? I mean, I,
This is the difficult part because it was very much so me and him, but there were people around, and I've had it before where in a Saturday league game, someone said it to me, and I've lost my head about it, and he's then started denying it. His teammates have started denying it because they've realized they've screwed up, and then like you said, it was my word against his, and that's happened before. But here, nobody took his side because the fact was that he didn't deny it when I shouted it in front of him because everyone was here at this point. People were holding me back and holding him back, and I was like, "You cannot say that." He goes, "Oh, but it doesn't matter. My dad's black." So when he had said that, he had officially said, "I
Mhm.
have said it." He didn't deny it once. When the ref kicked him, like gave him the red card to take him off the pitch, he didn't contest it. He didn't say anything. Like he never officially said, "Yeah, I'd said it." But when I said to him, "How dare you say something like that? You're not allowed to say something like that." He then goes, "Oh, he just gave an excuse for it," which then in turn meant he had said it. So yeah, it did. A few people had, I think, a few people had heard it from my side. I think one person heard it from my side, and I think maybe their captain and someone else heard it. I'm not officially sure who knows what, but I do know that he did not deny it, which then helped a lot more. Um, so yeah, like I put through the witness statement, and they asked me exactly what happened, and I said this is exactly what's happened and whatnot. So yeah,
Okay. And has the league got back to you regarding when when the investigation will finish, or have they kept you up to date? I mean, what's the
so I've been CC'd in with all the emails between our club chairman and the the league chairman and stuff. And without going into too much detail, because there's obviously things about it has surprised me at some of the things that have happened. I'm not trying to put anyone under the bus or anything, but it does feel like there's a bit of hesitance with all of this going through because it might bring a light to something that they don't want it to bring a light to. You know, it's very much so feels like let's try and brush it under the carpet kind of thing. Like we'll try and deal with it, but without it being too much like out there and whatnot. So I mean, for now, I've given my statement, and they've asked for another official statement, so I have to do that. I don't know what goes on from there, but I'm assuming that it goes to the FA and whatnot, and they see what happens. But I mean, I'm not thinking that it's going to go too far or something's going to happen because I've heard about these things happening before, and not much has really happened after all this. It goes somewhere and then it dies down. So that's part of the reasoning I wanted to put out what I put out because I wanted people to know whether it does go big or doesn't go big, that people know it happened. And then when you reached out about it and we had that like 30-minute phone call, it felt really good to be able to speak to someone about it who's also had shared experiences. Even my club chairman um, is black, and he was telling me about his experiences, and that's why he was so frustrated and he was apologizing. And I was like, look, it's not your fault. It's no one needs to apologize apart from the person who committed that offense. So yeah, like I'm not sure what will go on, and I'm not too hopeful with things that will go ahead. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna do what I can do, and not, this is why we're having this talk right now, right? Is so
Yeah.
that even if things don't go through on that side, someone will be able to see this and maybe do something about it.
Yeah. And say like the final question. I mean, what would you like to say to that player that racially abused you if you could meet him right now?
Honestly, I'd apologize to him for the situation happening because I know it's a weird thing to say, but it's like surely something has happened to you somewhere in your life that has caused you to do this. Like I apologize that you were maybe brought up a different way, or something has happened that has caused you to feel like you should be able to say this to someone. And for that, I apologize to you that maybe your upbringing maybe wasn't the best, or something has happened that I don't know what it is. And then I'd like to ask why. What made you feel so inclined to say something like that that you know was wrong because you didn't contest it? And then after that, if an apology is there, then I'll accept the apology. I'm never gonna not accept an apology. I might, they say forgive, not forget. I can forgive it, but I won't forget it's happened before. And that's all you can do. Like, I'll try and educate him, but some people don't want to be educated, and that's half the problem in this in football at the moment, is that there's a lot of education that needs to be done, which isn't happening.
Okay. Atta, thank you so much for telling us your story. And again, I just want to apologize as well that I had to go through this this kind of dreadful emotion, scene, environment, and again, there's no there's no it's kind of very hard for me to kind of get my words out when it kind of comes to racism, but there's no room for racism in football, in society, full stop. And again, I just kind of, hopefully, this hasn't spoiled your love for football. I'm guessing that you guys have had preseason matches since.
That was the last one. We've got one this Sunday and coming Sundays, and then I think the league starts in September. So just looking forward to getting back to that, and hopefully not having another incident like this. But we can just hope.
Well, Atta, I just want to wish you well. I want to wish Albion well as well. And thank you for telling us your story.
No worries. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me on, and thank you for letting me express everything. It's so important, and you do such a great job. I've seen all your other videos as well with other people, and it does what you do and the things that you allow people to do. I don't think people realize how much of a difference it can make. If someone does watch this and has experienced it, and they can take something from this, then that's all that matters, and that's all I really want to do, is just give maybe even one person a bit of light again. Like, not to just a quick story is that one of my friends that messaged me, I hadn't known he'd quit football. I just thought he never played football. He had quit football early on because he had experienced racism as a kid, and he stopped playing, and he's never played football since.
Wow.
So, if this can help some person just stay on track to play football and be like, look, it's a one, and these incidents will happen, but it shouldn't stop you from doing what you love. If that was the case, a lot of people wouldn't have made it where they would made it now. So just stick at it, and that's all we can do.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.